Before empires, before writing, even before light, there was chaos. Not the kind born from noise or confusion, but a yawning emptiness, a space so vast and undefined, it defied comprehension. And yet, from that darkness, came the first breath of creation. From chaos sprang the forces that would birth the gods, shape the cosmos, and eventually lead to the rule of the most powerful and most controversial god in Greek mythology, Zeus. To the ancient Greeks, he was king of the gods, the wielder of thunder and the keeper of justice. But the story of Zeus is not a simple tale of heroism. It's a saga, carved in betrayal, rebellion, desire, and divine wrath. Let us journey back to where it all began. In the earliest Greek cosmogony, chaos gave rise to several primordial beings: Gaia, the earth, lush and abundant; Tartarus, the deep abyss beneath the underworld; Eros, the primal force of attraction, not the cute god with wings, but a cosmic catalyst that pulled matter into form. From Gaia came Uranus, the sky. Together, earth and sky created the first beings of immense power. They birthed 3 cyclopes, creatures with 1 blazing eye, and 3 hecatonkaias, giants with 100 arms, each hand capable of hurling mountains. But they also brought forth the Titans, 12 divine entities who would come to represent concepts like time, memory, moonlight, and ocean tides. Among the Titans was Cronus, the youngest, boldest, and most cunning. Yet paradise had a shadow. Uranus, fearing his monstrous children, imprisoned the Cyclopes and hecatonkaias in the belly of Tartarus, a pit darker than death. Gaia, grieving and enraged, called upon her children to rise against their father. Only Cronus dared. He ambushed Uranus with a sickle of stone, severing sky from earth and spilling divine blood across the cosmos, birthing spirits of revenge, fury, and fate. Cronus seized the throne, and for a while, the world entered a golden age. Under Cronus's rule, there was no aging, no suffering. The land flourished. Humanity lived without toil, but no god escapes prophecy. Cronus heard a warning: your own child will overthrow you, just as you did your father. Terrified, he did the unthinkable. With each child born to his wife Rhea, he opened his jaw wide and swallowed them whole. Hestia, goddess of hearth and home; Demeter, goddess of harvest; Hera, future queen of Olympus; Hades, ruler-to-be of the underworld; Poseidon, lord of the seas. Gone, one by one. But when Zeus was born, Rhea could no longer bear the grief. She wrapped a stone in baby clothes and handed it to Cronus. The Titan king swallowed the decoy, never suspecting the trick. Meanwhile, Zeus was spirited away to a hidden cave on Mount Ida in Crete, where he was raised in secret by a divine goat named Amalthea and guarded by warrior spirits who masked his cries with clashing swords. Years passed. Zeus grew in strength, intelligence, and ambition. He sought out Metis, the Titaness of wisdom, and together they devised a plan. Disguised as a humble servant, Zeus returned to Cronus's court and offered him a goblet of enchanted wine. The magic took hold, and Cronus convulsed. One by one, Zeus's siblings emerged from the depths of Cronus's gut, fully grown, immortal, and ready to reclaim their birthright. Thus began the great divine war, Titanomachy. The Olympians, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Hades, and Hestia, waged war against the Titans for dominion over the universe. The battles were colossal. Mountains cracked, rivers boiled, stars blinked out. The Titans were led by Atlas, a general of immense strength and unshakable will. For 10 years, the war teetered on a knife's edge. In desperation, Gaia whispered a secret to Zeus. The Titans could not be defeated without the help of those buried in Tartarus, the very monsters Uranus once feared. Zeus braved the pit, freed the Cyclopes and hecatonkaias, and in return received gifts: thunder, lightning, the thunderbolt, Zeus's divine weapon, forged of pure skyfire. With these weapons and allies, Zeus turned the tide. The Titans fell. Cronus and his kin were chained and hurled into Tartarus, sealed beneath the earth by walls of bronze and guarded by the 100-armed giants they once imprisoned. And Atlas, as punishment, Zeus forced him to bear the weight of the sky, a punishment that would last for eternity. With victory secured, Zeus ascended Mount Olympus, a peak so high, mortals could barely glimpse its summit. He divided the cosmos among his brothers. Poseidon was given the seas, Hades, the underworld, Zeus, the heavens and all living things that walk the earth. But peace was short-lived. Zeus, like his father and grandfather, became consumed by paranoia. When Gaia sent the giants to avenge the Titans, Olympus trembled once more. Mountains were hurled like spears, islands shattered, the earth cracked open. Only with the help of Heracles, a mortal son of Zeus, were the giants defeated in the gigantomachy. But Gaia's fury had not burned out. She gave birth to Typhon, the most terrifying creature the world had ever seen, a beast with 100 serpent heads, fire for blood, and wings that blotted out the sun. Even the Olympians fled. Only Zeus stood firm. Their battle scorched the land and split the skies. With thunderbolts hurled like divine missiles, Zeus finally brought Typhon low and buried him beneath Mount Etna, where fire still roars from the earth. Zeus may have been king of the gods, but he was no model of virtue. He ruled with a heavy hand and often with a wandering eye, much to the fury of his wife, Hera. Their marriage was more of a battleground than a romance. Zeus constantly strayed. Hera, in turn, punished his lovers and children with brutal precision. Semele, a mortal woman pregnant with Zeus's child, was tricked into asking to see Zeus in his full divine form, which incinerated her on the spot. Hera's doing. Io, one of Zeus's lovers, was turned into a cow and hounded across the earth by a biting fly. Even Heracles, Zeus's favorite son, suffered Hera's wrath for years, facing impossible labors and constant sabotage. Their relationship was a reflection of power, chaotic, jealous, sometimes tender, often cruel. Zeus condemned gods for interfering in mortal affairs, but he did it more than anyone. He fathered a vast lineage of gods, demigods, and heroes. Apollo, Artemis, Hermes, Dionysus, Perseus, Heracles, all his children, all central to Greek myth. His disguises became legend: a shower of gold, a swan, a bull, even a flame. No form was too strange if it meant getting what he wanted. And when humanity displeased him, Zeus struck back hard, with storms, plagues, even a flood meant to cleanse the earth. So why then did the Greeks worship such a flawed god? Because Zeus wasn't built to be flawless. He was made to be recognizable. The Greeks didn't expect perfection from their gods. They expected power, complexity, drama, and divine justice, even when it came twisted. Zeus was not just king of Olympus. He was a mirror of ancient life, brilliant, terrifying, passionate, and endlessly conflicted. He shaped the skies with thunder, but also the hearts of the people who believed in him. For all his might, his greatest legacy may be this: Zeus was not just a god above men, he was a god who was a man.